Next up, at UFC Austin, we have Miesha Tate taking on Julia Avila. Miesha Tate, 19-9 overall, 1-4 in her last 5. She's coming out the decision loss to Lauren Murphy. Taking on Julia Avila, 9-2 overall, 4-1 in her last 5, coming off a submission win 2 full years ago. She is coming off a very long layoff. Miesha Tate, if you're new here, you may not remember, is the former bantamweight champion of the world. She is literally the former champion of this weight class, but it was a different era. It was the Ronda Rousey era. Ronda retired, lost her belt to Holly Holm.
Have you seen what she's doing lately?
What?
Like regional wrestling scenes, like in like a
she left
gym,
WWE
in like a gym of like 200 people. She's like doing. It's like Jesus Christ.
She just did a reality show too.
You know that Ashley Yoder was on because you said that she was trying to do reality stuff. She's in the new.
She's on the
Squid
Hunger
Games.
Games show. Yeah, Squid Games.
Squid Game. Yeah.
I didn't see it.
She says it's rigged
her,
too.
Yeah, which means she doesn't win. So.
Which means she should have won. It sounds like.
Yeah. So anyway, Miesha Tate was the champion right after Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey lost her belt to Holly Holm. Holly Holm beat the living shit out of Miesha Tate, and then Miesha Tate submitted her late in the fight to win the belt. And then Miesha immediately lost that belt to Amanda
Nunes.
Amanda Nunes. But she was the champ, and she has fought some of the best women to ever do it. She is a little older. She's a little inconsistent. She also did win Big Brother. Style-wise, she's a grappler.
What the fuck? That's almost
I
random.
love saying it.
I know.
She dominated that.
Did you watch it this season?
Yeah, this season absolutely sucked.
I've given up. I
this
did it for
season,
like 2 years or 3 years maybe, and then it's like it kind of wears you down.
I really only care about Big Brother now if it's people. It's too much to learn new people. Just give me people I already know. Keep recycling people like the challenge. Do it like the challenge does. Recycle the same people, introduce 1 or 2 new, and we're good. Anyway,
like the stream.
Miesha Tate won Big Brother, dominated Big Brother, but style-wise inside the cage, she is a grappler. She wants to come forward, shoot her takedowns, get it to the ground, and control from there. She is a Generation 1 fighter, 1 female fighter, right? The first generation of female fighters were far better than the first generation of male fighters, but she's from that generation, right? She's got striking and grappling, mostly grappling. Nothing's great. She's insanely tough, though. Insanely tough. She's taking on Julia Avila. She's a heavy-handed brawler. She's very aggressive on her feet, and she's aggressive on the ground as well. She is a BJJ black belt, but when she gets on top, she's going to be pounding away. She's not immediately jumping for submissions. She will slug it out on her feet. She's not even going to attempt to wrestle most of the times, and she's coming back after a 2-year layoff. Anytime I see a layoff that long, I go, uh-oh. But it was not a USADA issue. She had a kid and a knee injury as well. I think Julia Avila wins this fight. I think the odds at -161 are probably correct. With that being said, anytime you get one of these like crafty veterans, they could sneak something out. And Miesha Tate's last fight was horrific. It was she looked slow-mo. It was horrific. But that was at 125 pounds. It was at 125 pounds. That's not her weight class, and it showed. She's back at her weight class, and even though she's 37, Julia's 35 coming off a 2-year layoff. I think Julia wins this fight. I think she hits too hard. She's too aggressive. She's going to come forward. She's the better fighter, right? She's not Generation 1. She's probably 1.5. She's not quite 2 just yet. But Miesha Tate is a crafty veteran that has fought some of the best women that have ever walked the face of the earth. So I'm not going to bet on this fight, but Julia is the pick. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Thoughts on 101 Dalmatians?
The movie?
Yeah. They remade that? They remade that, didn't they?
Oh, is this a Cruella de Vil? Yeah, I can see it with the...
Yeah, I actually thought that somebody said in the chat. I think Jake said that in the chat, but the first thing I saw was like, yeah, it kind of does. Yeah, there you go. Thoughts?
It's so weird, dude. You always say life is a simulation. My buddy is like goes on and on, constantly sends pictures of the chick from Bieber's ex, Only Murders in the Building. What's her name?
Say what now? You got a neighbor that just sends you pictures of young girls or something?
Not my neighbor. She's not young. My buddy. Hold on. Selena Gomez. And I do agree Selena Gomez is hot, but he's like, she's unbelievable.
She's 14 years old.
And he sent a picture of her most recent picture, And I thought she looked like Cruella de Vil. This was like 3 days ago. And I commented, is she filming the next 101 Dalmatians? And now here you are with a 101 Dalmatians reference. I haven't.
Why do you say Dalmatians?
How do you say it?
Say it again.
Dalmatians.
You said it a little bit weird. You said
all right. Anyway, go ahead. Why did you go ahead? Pick the fight.
My grandparents actually had a Dalmatian.
Yeah, you know those don't really exist anymore because they're kind of. We had one too. They're trash dogs that bite people and are not. Children.
They are. This dog used to get. They had a Dalmatian and a golden retriever, and they would get in fights all the time. Mostly the Dalmatians fall. It was fine towards us. I mean, I was kids around all the time, and they also have really bad hips.
They're like a dying breed. Like yeah, they're like not good dogs. They're not.
They're beautiful though.
They're beautiful, and we loved ours obviously, but that's why doodles are replacing everything.
Do you think it was because of 101 Dalmatians, everyone went and got a Dalmatian, and then they just started eating the face off the children?
They literally talk about that. Like, there's literally articles about these movies are harmful because people buy Dalmatians, and they're terrible for children. Like, they do not like children.
Well, like I said, I was a child around a Dalmatian. I was a child around a Dalmatian, and the Dalmatian loved me, so maybe I'm just so
now look at that giant scar on your face.
I'm so pure-hearted that the dog, even when it hates kids, knows I'm such a pure-hearted kid.
All right, go ahead.
What were we talking about?
You were about to pick Julia Avila.
I am going to pick Julia in this matchup. And the issue I have with Misha, and you kind of hit it right on the you kind of really slid that hand on the head there, was Misha in her last matchup against Lauren Murphy. That was, I mean, in my opinion, that was set up for Misha to come in a return fight and win. I mean, I think they set her up against Lauren Murphy thinking like Misha was going to come in and beat this girl. I don't think they expected to be easy because Lauren Murphy's a tough girl. But Lauren Murphy also kind of older in age, looked like she was kind of slowing down. And Misha came into that fight, and it was like immediately. Because I can't remember. I don't think I was like high on Misha, but I think I would have picked Misha in that match, but I don't remember. But I think immediately when you're watching that fight, you were like, oh no. Like, Misha looked immediately slow in the striking, looked slow in the grappling, and she started to kind of tough it out. You could see she kind of started to catch a little bit more of a flow in the matchup. But as you mentioned, she is kind of that old school fighter, and I think the game has kind of passed her by. You kind of saw that too with Michelle Waterson. Both these girls are tough as shit. Misha is very, very tough. She is durable. I have no doubt that she's probably going to be there for 3 rounds. You saw that with Michelle Waterson as well. She is so tough. But these girls that are coming up are kind of passing them by. Now, Julia Avila is not like one of these young up-and-comers, right? She also has kind of been around. But when she blitzes in with those strikes, she looks like a young up-and-come striker. I mean, she really gets in your face and will just unload this like 10-punch combination. And I think that those kind of blitzes when she moves in is really going to give Misha some issues and really kind of bust up Misha. And maybe Misha's able to kind of improve her grappling and go back to that wrestling style and find those takedowns. But those takedown attempts against Lauren were not really good. And she was getting hit versus Lauren. I think Julia can really kind of mess her up a little bit more than Lauren Murphy was doing in that matchup. The thing that I do kind of like for Misha is, yes, that Julia has these blitzes where she goes in, it's like pop, 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 pop. And then there'll be another blitz, pop, 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 pop. But between those blitzes, she really kind of doesn't do anything. So there is an opportunity here where if Misha can kind of neutralize those kind of blitzes ins, I don't know why I keep saying blitzes.
Yeah, you're struggling with that.
This is, but if she can kind of neutralize that stuff and do some work while Julia's kind of taking some time off between those blitzes ins, maybe mix in a I'll give up.
You're a disaster.
Now I'm like in my own head. I don't know, but I'm going Julia here. I don't feel like super great about it, but she should win. I don't know.
Yeah, no, we're on the same page here. I'm not going to spend any money on this. I was going to even do the round over, and I decided not to. Literally, you mentioned Michelle Waterson. I was very confident in that over in her last fight, and then she got finished. And it's like, and that was a
kind
similar
of a doctor stoppage type of situation, but
it was almost the exact same situation where it's like old, durable. Her opponent's also kind of old. It was like the exact same situation, and it just, So I'm not going to bet anything on this fight, even though an over is an obvious bet, women. But Julia's got some power. She comes forward. She's fast as hell. Misha does bang up easily. Like, she's like a Diaz where she cuts, she swells almost immediately. And
Or
it's
like
all that scarring tissue.
even Amanda Hebos got punched twice or like 3 times by what's her name. Also, just like whoa, oh.
Well, and it's just scarring and stuff from years and years of competing. So I'm not going to bet anything on this fight whatsoever, but this should actually be a decent fight. And you mentioned Miesha was supposed to beat Lauren Murphy in a comeback fight. Her comeback fight was against that 40-year-old gym teacher who she stomped. Then she got Lauren Murphy and got pounded on.
It was like a year later or something, but
No, it was within reason. Anyway,
you're probably right.
we're on the same. So yeah,
She
because I
fought
remember-
Ketlin. No, there was a return fight. Then she fought Ketlin, and then she fought. I think so. She lost to Ketlin, and I think she was dominating against Ketlin. And then I think they gave her Lauren Murphy to try and get her back on track.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of that situation. She definitely was supposed to beat Lauren Murphy. I wonder what those odds were.
But look, I mean, Julia Avila is going to be the lowest ranked person that Miesha Tate has fought in probably 10 years. Ketlin's ranked. Lauren Murphy fought for a title. Actually, that gym teacher's pretty low. Anyway, we're both on the same side here. Miesha Tate, $7,500. I mean, there's a world where that's worth it.
Damn, Best Fight Odds has ads now and stuff. Shit.
Apparently, it sucks. Josh was telling me today that like they're missing odds are late, all that
They
stuff.
got ads all over the place now with like disclaimers and stuff. Misha was minus 200 versus Lauren Murphy.
Yeah. And she was an underdog in the fight before that, though.
Huh? Against Ketlin?
2 fights before that. Her comeback fight, she was an underdog. Anyway, against the gym teacher. Miesha Tate.
Against Mariano?
Yes.
I don't even see that fucking fight on here.
Okay. Well, anyway. Miesha Tate, $7,500 in DraftKings. I'm probably still not going to do it.
Misha was minus 180 versus Marion. I mean, you're just clueless all the time. Have you ever been right about anything?
I may not be. What were the opening odds of that?
It's irrelevant.
Yeah, there it is.
Plus 115.
Yeah, I knew it.
She closed from minus 222 to minus 180. For good reason, probably.
Yeah. Well, my point, because I remember I picked her to win, and then we went through the MMA Junkie picks, and not a single person picked her to win. And I was like, I'm smarter than MMA Junkie. Anyway, Julia Avila is both of our pick. $8,700. I don't know, man. I don't know. Miesha Tate at $7,500. There is a world where that's worth it, but she's got to get the takedown. She's got to grind. Like, I don't know. I'm probably not going to do anything. We have 13 fights to pick from, 26 fighters. I'm probably not going to have either one of these. But if you want to see the rankings and the write-ups and the bets and the picks and everything else that we do, WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member. At the top, it is only $10 for an entire month. You'll get the rest of the fights for only $10. What are you watching, you pervert?
Deanna posted a Instagram. So
$10 super chat from Ty Win. Let's make a haram for Jacob for all his hard work. Amanda Hebos, Miesha Tate, Brittany Palmer, and Ariana Celeste. Congratulations on all your hard work, Jacob. And
I'm just glad that somebody appreciates.
$2 super chat from Tanis. Let's effing go, boys. Lock of the week, easy money. We making money now. Woo! First of all, people ask about that song. Jacob he did that whole thing by himself. I genuinely think, Jacob, you should upload that to Spotify.
Making money now.
I'm not joking. You should upload that to Spotify. People can use that song on their own stuff.
I literally would make too much money. I told you, when I'm ready to be a celebrity, I'll be a celebrity. I'm not quite there yet. We're getting closer, though.
Yeah. Getting more confident. Dr. Y, $4.99 super chat says, when are you two fighting? February 9th. I hear it's on my birthday. I want to buy tickets. Angelo is going to submit Jacob in round. There's not it. It's Angelo's going to do
pass
whatever
out
he
before
wants
I
to
tap
do.
out. Bitch.
He's going to do whatever and Jacob will pass out just standing there, realizing that this is a thing.
If there's one person that's just going to pass out standing, it's going to be you.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Fat jokes.
I'm going to show up in a fucking McDonald's t-shirt and you're not going to be able to focus on anything.
All right.
You're going to be fucking drooling.